Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to be doing my new Wonder Woman timeline. Now, as with all my timeline videos, what I basically do is this: grab all my Wonder Woman trades, lay them down flat, putting them in exact chronological order to show you what goes where and in what order to read them. Now, with my Wonder Woman timeline, I updated it a bit more since my last video. I added a few more trades to it, and with the exception of one trade, all of them are exactly where they should belong. The only trade that I'm not sure on is the Heceta. I still don't know how to pronounce it, people. It's still out there with the pronunciation, but I'll show you where I believe that it belongs. But besides that, all of the timeline is pretty much accurate. So with that said, let's get into this Wonder Woman timeline. Okay, here is the Wonder Woman timeline. Now, there's a few things I want to point out real quickly. One is I've broken this up into three parts. We got kind of the George Perez stuff in the early, mid-years of Wonder Woman's career. Then we go into the Greg Rucka stuff leading up until the Infinite Crisis. Like my fingers there? Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then we got the 1 year later stuff leading into the Gail Simone era. Now, another thing I want to point out is originally, after the Crisis of Infinite Earth, Wonder Woman showed up 4 years after Batman and Superman. However, the Infinite Crisis kind of retconned that, and she showed up probably maybe a few months to a year after they did. So, when I tell you what's in this timeline when it comes down to years, and I won't go into too much detail about that, originally, this is 4 years after Superman and Batman, but it's actually going to be just maybe a year or so after they showed up. And then there's going to be a big gap between between Destiny Calling and the Contest, because that's basically the filler stuff with the Silver Age. So with that said, let's get into the timeline. I've been talking way too much. Let's start where we should start off, with the George Perez series and the origin of Wonder Woman. Starting things off with Wonder Woman's origin story, Gods and Mortals. Moving on would be the second volume with George Perez, Challenge of the Gods. His third volume would be Beauty and the Beast. And his fourth volume would be Destiny Calling. Now these are the four volumes in the George Perez Wonder Woman series. Fantastic, absolutely amazing series, and this chronicles her first year or two of her career. Now there's a big gap between Destiny Calling and Challenge of Artemis. Destiny Calling is around probably the second year of her career, where Challenge of Artemis and the Contest would be around her seventh year of her career. Now, this big gap would be the Silver Age material with like Donna Troy and all that kind of stuff. So, next would be the Contest, which is, again, like I said, around the seventh year of her career, seventh or eighth. After that would be the Challenge of Artemis. From there, we go on to John Byrne's Lifelines and John Byrne's Second Genesis. Then we move on to the only trade that I'm not 100% sure where it belongs, would be Wonder Woman, the Heceta, done by Greg Rucka. Now, the reason why I'm placing it here before Paradise Lost and Paradise Found is Wonder Woman's an ambassador. I believe she's still considered a princess before this whole fiasco with the Paradise Lost happened. And it just seems like a stable place to put this in her life, in her career, and it doesn't conflict with anything. So I just place it here. If you guys have any idea where it belongs, tell me, but as of now, I'm just going to keep it right there. So Wonder Woman, the Heceta, or God, you guys are going to kill me about the pronunciation, but really, it's a ridiculous word. After that would be the epic Paradise Lost and Paradise Found. From there, we move on to Wonder Woman Down to Earth, starting off Greg Rucka's continuous run, going into Bitter Rivals. There we go to Eyes of the Gorgon, Land of the Dead, and finally ending off Greg Rucka's fantastic run with Mission's End. From there we do the 1 year later, and that would be her 1 year later story, who is Wonder Woman. From there we move on to Wonder Woman, Love and Murder. After that we have Wonder Woman, Amazon's Attack. With an exclamation point, by the way. See? Right there? An exclamation point. Yeah, so it's a pretty fierce attack. Then we start off Gail Simone's fantastic run on Wonder Woman with Wonder Woman, The Circle. After that is Wonder Woman Ends of the Earth. Moving on to Wonder Woman Rise of the Olympians. And then finally Wonder Woman War Killer. So that is the Wonder Woman timeline in its essence. So let's finish this video off. So I hope that timeline was helpful for you guys. Like I said, the only trade that I'm not sure where it belongs is the Hecate. That's about it. But like I said, it fits nicely where I placed it, right before Paradise Lost, Paradise Found, and it just works well there. One could say it actually could take place after Paradise Lost and Paradise Found, but I'm not sure. Give me your opinions on what you think. But besides that, everything else is accurate. I hope this was helpful for you guys that want to go out and read Wonder Woman or having trouble on knowing what to pick up with Wonder Woman. It's a really great character to read with some fantastic runs that are really very underappreciated because of the stigmatism that comes with Wonder Woman. A lot of people have that false image of Wonder Woman because she's Wonder Woman and her image and all that stuff, but she's a fantastic character which I highly recommend reading. So with that said, Wonder Woman timeline down, got a lot more timelines to go. So with that said, this is Andrew saying peace out for now.